The NFL draft is a little bit over 2 weeks away. And we got the Hit Squad back in the building today to talk about round 2 of the NFL draft and our mock. We did round 1 and then we right back with round 2. So we're going to get to round 2 and all 32 picks in that round. Let's get into it. The Hit Squad is back in the building for another round of mock NFL draft talk. Let's go around the room real quick and introduce the squad if you haven't seen them already. To my immediate, I guess by left or right, depending on which way you're looking on the screen. I'm going to say right because I'm looking at it on my right. Now let's give us the real AGs in the building. Below him, we got the real RG, young RG, Robert Garcia. What's going on, good brother? And right below me is the one and only Coach Mike Dub. Gentlemen, how y'all feeling? Mike Dub, how's it going over there, good brother? How you feeling?
Hanging in there, man. The other day closer to the actual draft. I said the mock draft, but the actual draft, I'm getting excited, man. Ready to go.
Yeah, man, it's getting closer and closer. Definitely ready to roll, man. Can't wait to get this here real live thing going on here. But we're gonna try to give you the breakdown as we see it in round 2. Young RG, how you feeling out there, good brother? What's going on with you?
Feeling good, sir. Feeling good. It's a good day. Good Monday afternoon. Perfect day for a mock draft. We're only 3 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away till the draft.
2 weeks, 2 days.
Oh man, I'm excited. It's exciting times.
Indeed. And last but not least, the real AG Alex Givens. How you feeling out there, good brother? What's going on with you?
Still muted, big boy.
Still muted.
Oh, doing good, coach. Unmuted, ready to get this mock rolling. I don't know if you guys could hear it in the background, but I got the stovetop sizzling for the cooking I'm about to do here.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
We're about to hear a fire alarm go off in there.
Oh, right. The seconds off on our account. I'll let you know that right now. Don't do that to him. But yes, we are in mock draft season. It is mock draft season round 2 for the Hit Squad 2.0. Round 2, we're getting through the 1 through 32 in round 2. So we did round 1, and if you haven't checked that video out, please do on the channel. It was really good feedback. I think we had a really good talent pool that came out of round 1. So we're going to give you round 2 as we see fit. So and going in order here, here's the mock draft order in the grouping, and here's the order for the second round. So it's a little bit shuffled here. It's not exactly how round 1 is. A little bit shuffling of picks, a little bit of a trading of picks. And as you can see it illustrated on the screen here if you watch this on YouTube. So we're going to get right to it, man. We're going to talk about who's going to go in round 2 at pick 1. And the Browns hold that pick. So let's get PFF rolling here. Let's get it going. Let's talk about exactly what we're going to do with round 2. All righty. What we got here? All right. There it is. So let's make it happen, gentlemen. Let's do it. All righty. So as we got the queue up here, let's talk about it. Who's going to go with the first pick in round 2?
Nice.
So, ceremoniously, I have the second first overall pick in the mock draft.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know it's rigged. Everybody says it is rigged. It's rigged. So the Cleveland Browns are on the clock here, and who do they need after picking in round 1? They picked up Abdul Carter by my picks. So, and the way things shook out to me, I think it's apropos that they get smarter with their picks in this particular stretch of the draft. So I'm going to say that because he fell out of the first round, which I don't think he will, but I think that if he does fall out of the first round, they'd be foolish not to take Jackson Dart. I'm going to go with Jackson Dart as the first pick, and them getting a quarterback in the round 2 first pick. So okay, let me bring the screen down here. I can't see anything. There we go. Alrighty, so Jackson Dart goes off with the first pick in the second round for me. So on the clock, it is the New York Giants, and I believe that's Coach Mike Dub. So with Jackson Dart off the board, who do you think goes at 34?
So next, I think we're going to go on the defensive side of the ball. They got the best overall, I guess, offensive and defensive weapon in the first round with Travis Hunter. Now I think they're going to try to get some depth on that D line. They got some pretty decent guys there, but I'm going to go with the next best available D lineman, who was Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
Okay.
Solid.
Paired up Walter Nolan with the Dexter Lawrence, I believe it is. So yeah, that's nice little 1-2 combo there. All right, Walter Nolan goes off the board at the 34. All right, back up on the board. It's pick 34, pick 34, 35. Can't count today. All right, pick 35 goes back to me. And after taking Cam Ward in the first round, I think the needs are pretty obvious in other places. I think they need a wide receiver, an edge rusher, linebacker, you name it. So looking at I guess you can say the pool of people here. Let's talk about what's left in the wide receiver pool here. Let's see what's left. I think it might go wide receiver here. That's not a bad option. We got Alec Anomaner and Jaden Higgins as two potentials. Alrighty, then we got out of the edge rusher group, we got. Oh, I like this pick. Okay, all right. So yes, with the 35th pick, I'm going to go with Princely Uman-Milan from Ole Miss, going to the Titans because they need the edge rusher bad. I like this out of that group. So yes, Princely goes off at 35 to the Tennessee Titans. Jaguars on the clock at 36. So who's got the Jaguars?
That's me, baby.
Alex on the board here.
Yeah, I already got this one locked in. We took Mason Graham, pretty early round one. I think I identified their two biggest needs as interior D-line help and corner. So given kind of the run on corners we had in the first round, I'm going to do that now to lock in the need. And I'm going to take Siobhan Revel.
All right.
He's a little bit of a raw pick, but I think has the tools and the athleticism to excel in the NFL.
I like it. And coming off that ACL, he's been kind of selling himself to say he's ready to play in August. So yeah, I like that pick. Not a bad pick at all. All right, the Raiders are on the clock. The Raiders on the clock. And how apropos Robert gets to pick the Raiders pick as a division. So what do the Raiders need at 37 here, young RG?
So it went Ashton Genty in the first round. Just kind of something I feel like Harbaugh wants to run over there with that system. Has
Harbaugh
has
Carroll?
Or it's Harbaugh, Jesus Christ. Pete Carroll over there. And oh man,
Don't try to coach.
my fault. Pete Carroll, I think he's just trying to recreate that Seattle offense. He's obviously got Geno back, trying to in my mock here, I think he's going to try to get his beast mode with Ashton Genty. I like Jacoby Myers there, but I do think they should probably go wide receiver here just to give Geno a little bit more help. If you can pull up the wide receivers for me, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to be going with Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. I think just a really good wide receiver in this draft that is kind of, I don't want to say packed with them, but the top tier of the ones are going to be going in the first round, and the lesser tier but still talented ones will be available here for them.
I like it. Okay, not mad at it. All right, so pick 38 goes to the New England Patriots, and I'm back on the clock here. So we took an old lineman in the first round, if I'm not mistaken here. So what do they need and what they didn't grab or spend money on a free agency at this point? That is the question. So for me, I think the biggest needs outside of Will Campbell would be still edge rusher, cornerback, wide receiver, and linebacker. Based upon what's been picked already, the edge has kind of been picked over, corners and wide receiver been picked over a little bit. So I'm looking at a linebacker here in round two. So for the linebackers here, I'm looking at Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. Very, very highly productive linebacker in college in that division, in that conference. So yeah, I'm gonna go Demetrius Knight with the 38 pick, ranked 52 overall. Excuse me.
Didn't you pick somebody with the name Prince too?
Yeah, Knights and Prince.
A little bit of a medieval theme.
Yeah, a little bit of royalty over here. A little bit of royalty over here. So Demetrius Knight goes to the New England Patriots at 38. All right, so Chicago Bears up next. So who's on the clock here? We got
I think that's me.
Robert with the Bears.
Sir. So another running back situation. I did go running back with my first two teams in the first round, much to the chagrin of Coach Mike and Alex. So Obviously, don't need a running back now. I definitely want to address that interior D line. And Derek Harmon's still here at pick 39 is definitely a steal. I think the Bears fans, if these are their first 2 picks in Marion Hampton and Derek Harmon, they will be extremely pleased. So yeah, give me the big boy from Oregon.
All right, Derek Harmon goes off at 39 to the Chicago Bears. Hey man, y'all, some of these guys are killing the draft so far, man. If y'all were drafted for them, listen, y'all need a raise.
I need a GM job, man. Call me up.
I'm saying. I am saying. All right, so the New Orleans Saints are up next, and Coach Mike Dub's got the Saints locked and loaded. So who do the Saints need amongst many things? What do they need?
So I'm thinking defense for them. No, they got some. They're trying to get a better pass rush. They signed back, obviously, Chase Young, hoping to get something from him.
Mm-hmm.
They also got, an aging Cam Jordan, but they still haven't really been able to get a whole lot going. And then also, looking at their secondary, they look like they could use a little bit of revamping on their secondary as well. Based on what's available here, I think if I'm them, I go that corner and another Ole Miss guy and lock up Trey Amos, try to give him some depth at that corner position.
Yeah, replace that quarterback y'all stole from them.
Yeah. So more power to them. Hopefully they can get some, some production out of them. But I think they're going to go DB, take Trey Amos out of Ole Miss.
I like it. Good pick. All right. All righty. So the Bears are back up on the clock again.
Yeah, man. Bears, man, they're gonna have
here. So Rob, Bears go with this next pick.
So they're gonna be going defense again. That offense, I feel like, is pretty set, I'd say, with DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, obviously now in this draft, Marion Hampton. They definitely addressed that O-line in free agency. So I think obviously going on another one of their biggest needs here on defense, I'm going to go with safety. And in my opinion, the best ball hawking safety, pure ball hawk safety in this draft class, it's going to be, you actually don't even need to go. It's Xavier Watts right there, number 2.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Aaron is Xavier Watts with Jaquan Brister. That's a match made in heaven there. I like it. All right. So the New York Jets on the clock here, and that's me. So I wanted to pair up a cornerback tandem in the first round. So I think that they still need to address a weapon for Justin Fields, being that he really only has Garrett Wilson and a bunch of who knows it and what's. So I'm going to look for getting him another weapon, and the wide receiver pretty clean. So I'm going to look at a tight end here, and I'm going to get him a really athletic tight end in Elijah Ororo from Miami to fill that tight end void that was lost by our newly acquired Charger. So yes, we'll get Elijah for Justin Fields to have him a target in the middle of the field. So yeah, the Miami tight end is off the board at 42. All right, the San Francisco 49ers on the board. I think we got a little bit of run here with Mike Dubb with 3 picks in a row. So Coach Mike Dubb, 49ers on the clock. What do they need at pick 43?
I think they need to go back to the defensive side of the ball and replenish what they've made their name for these past few years. Obviously, they lost a lot of guys, and they definitely need some help in the interior. I'm looking at the interior defensive line, and I'm going to say TJ Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was looking at him the other day about his reduction in South Carolina. So that South Carolina defense was sneaky good.
Right at his ADP too. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. Right about that. Damn. Yeah, there it goes. So TJ Sanders, South Carolina. They had Demetrius Knight, TJ Sanders, and Nick Imawari on that same defense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
TJ Sanders goes off at 43 to the San Francisco 49ers. Niggas show up that D-line, because I believe you took a D-lineman in the first round, did you not?
No, I took a linebacker with 49ers.
You did? Okay, you did. So now they doubled down and fixed that front seven with
Jalen Walker.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so combo. So you got a stand-up linebacker and edge and a D-lineman and 2 picks. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Great gymming, boys. Great gymming. Love it. All right. So the Cowboys on the clock. Going back again with Mike Dubb. What do they need over there to help Dak Prescott earn that $60 million?
Now, this may be a little bit of a reach, but I think that I'm not loving. Yeah, I'm not loving what they're doing. I will say that I'm not loving what their running back situation looks like. I think that they want to address it. I wanted to address it in the first round, but the top 2 guys were taken. So it may be a little bit of a reach, but my next favorite running back in this draft actually is probably I'm going to go ahead and say Dylan Sampson. I like what he did with Tennessee. Solid back. They definitely got to address that running game situation. It hasn't been the same in the last few years. So I'm going to go ahead and address that for Dallas. And I'm not going to feel bad about it either.
Okay. All right. We still got to see y'all. So hey, y'all one of the classes of the division now. So hey, y'all they looking up at y'all right now. So we'll see how things go with Dylan Sampson. Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. All right. So round out your big three picks here. The Indianapolis Colts are on the clock at 45. So what do they do with their pick at 45? Because I think you got to give them a tight end in the first round. I think you did.
Yeah, had a tight end first round. Let's take a look at their offensive line situation. The Colts are in a interesting situation. They're one of the most inconsistent teams I looked at play last year. On both sides of the ball, really, but they definitely addressed the defense in free agency. I think that they'll probably want to go in and let's see what offensive linemen are available. Let's see.
I got some tackles here. We got Josh Connery, Donovan Jackson, Erate Risire. I want to say that's how you pronounce it. Marcus Mabo, Ozzy Trapilo.
Yeah.
So I got a few here.
You got a few there. I think let's go with the tackle position and let's go ahead and try to get some bookends there with Josh Cornerly.
All right, there it is. All right, they show up the O-line and give whoever going to be quarterback in either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, whoever going to be quarterback in some side help there. I like it. All right, so the Falcons are back on the clock here. They have a few needs here as well. So in the first round, I picked for them. I want to say I picked Mike Green as an edge rusher. So they addressed edge rusher in the first round. So I still address needs after that as being we got wide receiver, interior D lineman, and safety. So I would say, but especially with the loss of Grady Jarrett, there you can really use some interior D-line help. So I'm looking at a few people. It's kind of crazy that Shamar Turner is still on this board here. As athletic as he is and how he stole a combine, but I'm looking for somebody that can stop the run in particular. So I'm looking at Toledo's Darius Alexander to help out that middle of that defense after getting an edge rusher in round one. So I'm gonna go Darius Alexander out of Toledo. All right, so with the 47th pick, the Arizona Cardinals are back on the board. And Alex, what do Arizona Cardinals need to help that struggling whatever they got going on over there?
They need a lot.
Need a whole lot.
And I think I took Will Johnson first round. Let me confirm. Yes, I did. Will Johnson. So I got the corner. I locked up the cornerback need. I believe I prefaced last show, I was looking edge rusher for them. Obviously, they signed Calais Campbell, but that's not a long-term fix.
Nope.
And I think, that they're going to need to build there. And just looking at where this guy fell, I think it's a perfect time to use this pick on Nick Scourton to bring in an edge rush, a good edge rush presence that, has a good combo of size and speed, I think would fit into Gannon's system pretty nicely.
That's not bad. Now you really got a three-headed rushing monster there because they got Josh Sweat in free agency. Got Nick Scourton and they got BJ Ojolari come back off injury. So yeah, that should be a good one. So if you can't get to the quarterback after that, then you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
That's all I can really say to you. Okay, so the Miami Dolphins are up next to pick 48. Robert, what did the Miami Dolphins need? Now we did just see Teron Armstead retire finally. Give us that news. So are they going to try to fix that void, or what, are you going to do something else?
Yeah, so I had him taking Armand Membu, the tackle, in the first round. So I think they addressed the Teron Armstead departure with that pick there. That being said, that O-line is atrocious and in shambles. So I could definitely see them probably maybe trading back here for a guard. But obviously we're not doing trade backs in this mock draft. As you can see there, not a lot of great choices here. So for the sake of this, I am going to go BP or BPA, I should say, best player available. Okay. I'm going to go with Tyleik Williams, interior defensive lineman out of Ohio State. I think it's a solid pick for them. Kind of helps somewhat fill the void that was never kind of addressed once Christian Wilkinson left in free agency a couple years ago. So I think they addressed that finally here.
Okay, I like it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right. So, boys, kick your feet up in here. Alice has got that pop here.
Here I go.
He has 4 picks in a row here based upon the teams he was selected as. The Bengals have a pick. The Broncos have a pick. And the Seahawks have 2. So, starting off with the Cincinnati Bengals at 49, Alex, what do they do here to address the needs on defense, I hope? That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I said last show, I wouldn't be shocked if they went full defense draft here with just the amount of money that they have spent, on the offensive side of the ball. And I took James Pierce last draft.
You did.
I agree with it. PFFs has their, needs but I also think that they could use safety help as well as, secondary help overall. But I'm going to approach safety here just kind of with the run that we've had. And I'm going to take Kevin Winston Jr. I know he has some injury concerns, but if he didn't have those, he would be right up there with that crop of 2 or 3 that are being considered first round. So
true.
I'm going to take that second round flyer for Winston.
Kevin Winston nor Xavier Watts worked out for anybody because they were battling injuries or coming back from them. So, yeah, but before that was injuries, though, they were definitely top tier. They would be battling Starks and Imawari for the top spot of being safeties, taking off the board first. Absolutely agree with that. So that's a good pick there. So what does Seahawks do at 50?
So, yeah, here, this is a tough one because
almost back to back.
Well, they have, I do. And I got the Broncos. So, I mean, yeah, it is me all picking here. But, with this pick, I'm going to take, I think I noted last show, who did I take for them last time?
Let's see. The Seattle Seahawks, you took
Matthew Golden.
Matt Golden. Oh, yeah. We cooked with that one. But, yeah, I did note that I think they're going to need to address secondary at some point, specifically corner, because really outside of Woolen, they have no one else on the roster after this year.
I see 2 names here that could definitely bolster that room, but go ahead though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Did someone take Trey Amos? He already gone?
Yes, he's gone. Yep.
Shit. Shoot. But yeah, I'm gonna take Benjamin Morrison then if Amos is gone.
Oh, I'm just saying. I feel a little bit better about one of the other guys. But go ahead though.
Hey, I like Morrison. All right.
I ain't mad.
I think it's a good combo. Yeah. Okay. All right. We got the Broncos next. That's me again. What do you know? And I took Kenneth Grant, so I addressed the interior D-line need for them. Go ahead and go to running back, will you? I just want to see who's there.
Still them names: Skyler Bow, Caleb Johnson, Trevion Henderson, Quishon Judkins, RJ Harvey, Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens. There's a few numbers out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Man, I'm torn here because I'm between
the Scatty go here.
No. Although he does strike me as I'm between Caleb Johnson and Judkins here. I've narrowed it down to those 2.
Okay.
I'm going to go Judkins. I think he brings a little more.
That's a Sean
Payton-esque running back tools. But I do think they address that.
It's weird because he's built just like Javonte Williams is, but he didn't like Javonte Williams. So that's interesting. I thought you might go Henderson because he's lighter. He likes those, Alvin Kamara type backs. He's a little bit because I think Judkins is like 225, and then I guess you say Henderson is like 210, 205. So yeah. But that's a good one. Quishon Judkins goes off at 51.
Yeah.
All right, so spinning the blocker with the Seahawks at 52. What do they do again?
And we're gonna address edge here because I've been having my eye on this guy for a few teams, but we're gonna pull the trigger here for Seattle. I'm gonna take Landon Jackson.
All right,
more of a raw player, but I mean 6'7", 280.
Yeah.
He's got the frame.
Get the ball down, sir.
Exactly. Just get out there and wreak some havoc with them limbs, will you?
There you go. Not mad at all. All right, so we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock now, 53. Robert, you got back-to-back picks here. What does the Buccaneers do here?
Yeah, so with the Bucs, I took Mykel Williams, edge rusher, out of Georgia in the first round with their first-round pick. obviously addressing their biggest need. I think I said in that video too that it's pretty much kind of similar to the Bengals. They might just go pure defense on their draft. They're pretty set in their offense, just with both wide receivers, obviously. There were some rumors that they might go tight end round 1. They could also go tight end here potentially. I know Mason Taylor's on the board. But I think I want to address that defense just a little bit more if you can pull up the cornerbacks for me. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a reach here, but it's a little bit kind of playing into the school he went to as well. I'm going to absolutely butcher this, Azarei Thomas out of Florida State University.
Solid.
DBU.
Yes, sir. DBU.
Lengthy.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Great cornerback too.
That's what I thought Alex was going to pick.
I thought he was too, and I was going to be pissed.
Right.
so
Couldn't do it.
Really glad to see
I wanted
him
to go to
fall.
the Chiefs.
Oh, well, a little bit of haterade in the pick. Okay, I get it. Yeah, do what you think, though. All right, so the Packers are up next at 54. What do they do, Robert, with their pick?
Yeah, so same thing here. Address their biggest need according to PFF in the first round with wide receiver. Ended up taking Emeka Egbuka. So I think that they are going to similar to what the Buccaneers did in the first round, go edge rusher here. You can pull up the edge rushers for me, please.
Not a problem. What we got?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and I'm going to be going with Braden Swinson here out of LSU. In this case, definitely fell a little bit. I think he's projected to go a lot higher than this. So I think the Packers go BPA here and take Swinson.
Like it. I like it. All right, so the Chargers are up at 55. Alex, what do the Chargers do for you at 55?
I thought I was gonna have to be pissed at Robert based on some of the speech he gave, but I don't gotta be. We addressed edge need. I got Ezerike first round, heck of a pick for the Chargers here. I'm gonna address another big need, and I'm gonna take a tight end. And I think you already know which one.
Mason Taylor. Yeah.
Pretty high on that guy.
Yes, sir.
I knew two of y'all would like that pick.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Love that pick.
Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. So the Buffalo Bills are up when a pick from the Vikings through the Texans. They got a 56. That's a lot of shuffling to get all the way up to pick 56 in the second round. So in the first round, I went out and got Maxwell Harrison for them as a corner. That, like Alex mentioned in the last video, that they seem to be whiffing on first round corners. So hopefully they can get that right with Maxwell Harrison in the first round. Very, very athletic and rangy corner. I think he can cover all over the field. So I think you'll be happy with that pick. So Larry needs behind that would still be edge rusher to go along with Joey Bosa, potentially interior D-line, wide receiver to go along with Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir, and potentially a safety. So looking at the room here, it looks like I think out of those needs, I think the biggest glaring need was hotly available here would be interior D-line again. And they also have another pick coming up, I believe, at 62. So I can kind of double down here. So a guy I had my eye on for the Chargers, actually, and maybe in round 2 or 3, if they could get their hands on it, was a big, ugly run-stopping guy from Indiana. Like, it's not pretty what he does to the O-lineman in the run game. And that's C.J. West. C.J. West is a 317-pound, 6'2" O-lineman that gives people fits in the run game. You can't double-team him. You can't single block him. You can't do nothing with him. So I think lining him up with Ed Oliver would be great for that O-line with Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, West, and Joey Bosa. I think they're solidified in that means. So I'm going CJ Westwood pick 56. All right, so Panthers are up at pick 57, and I picked T-Mac McMillan for them at number 8 in the first round. So they addressed a wide receiver. Now they also lost Shaq Thompson in free agency. They went out and got Trevor Wallace last year to kind of supplant him. So they do need a linebacker. They do need a safety. Could use an edge rusher as well, but that's kind of been picked clean, as well as another interior D lineman. So where do they go here is my question. I would say that being that JT Tuli Muloya, I know I'm butchered that real bad, but being he's still out here at the edge rush position, I'm going to take him to help that defense out on that side, along with him in the Javion County. Should be a good combo. So I'm liking that pick with the Carolina Panthers at 57. Alrighty. So we are back with the Texans at 58. So who's up next? Robert got back-to-back picks again with the Texans and the Ravens. So what did the Texans do at 58 here, sir?
So Texans in the first round, I had them address their just absolutely. When we talk about Miami having the questions at O-line,
yeah, they're competing for
Texans, man, they're just doing CJ Stroud no favors whatsoever. So I was looking at interior O-line here, but I just don't see anybody that I could justify taking this early. I think they might have to reach for a guy here if they don't trade back. So purely just going for BPA, I'm going to take Donovan Jackson here out of Ohio State. Back-to-back tackle position. I'll double dip. They just need a O-line so bad.
Even though you kick a guy inside, it'd still be better off than not doing it. Yeah, I agree with that. I like it. Okay, so now the Ravens on the clock at 59. What did they do here? I think you went edge rusher in the first round with them, didn't you?
Yes, I went Shamar Stewart in the first round with the Ravens. So kind of similar to the Texans. They need some interior O-line help. Texans need just total O-line help, but I would try to beef up that interior offensive line for the Ravens a little bit. If you want to pull up interior O-line for me.
Jared Wilson.
I'm going to be going with Jared Wilson here. First center off the board. I think this is a solid pick for them. They have pieces on that O-line that are already very solid, and this is a guy that it's a little bit raw, but I feel like with those great tackles, I think he can thrive and eventually become a solid, solidified starter.
All right. Good deal. All righty. So we are back up with the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. Back-to-back picks with the Commanders and the Lions. So
yes, sir.
What did Detroit do at 60?
Yeah, so I already addressed the guard need with Zabel in the first round. I also mentioned that I think they're going to address edge early because really outside of Hutchinson, who we all know got injured, they don't have much else options. And this guy honestly strikes me as a Campbell guy. I think it would be an ironic pairing with Hutchinson, but I'm going to take Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State.
I knew you were going to do that.
That's a great pick.
It is a good one.
Yeah, I mean, certainly some questions about his combine performance, but the tape's there.
It is.
And what better than to pair a Michigan guy with his Ohio State counterpart,
All right.
Yeah. All right, I'm up again, which I already addressed safety. First round for the Manders with the Imanwari.
You're his best friend right now.
Yeah. We'll see about this one though. I kind of just want to take it just to do it, but looking at hey now, I was looking at Scatterbro, dude, or maybe Caleb Johnson, because obviously they got Brian Robinson, I call him 50 Cent, but you got him and Eckler, the aging, kind of an aging running back core. So I could see them addressing that. Maybe not this early, but hey, I'm wearing the GM hat, so we're doing it's my show. But I'm torn again between Scatterbo or Caleb Johnson because I think Scatterbo would be a logical heir apparent to what Eckler brings to the table, and could probably learn from that and mold from that. Caleb Johnson's more of like he's kind of like Brian Robinson. So, but then I see Travion Henderson as well. It's tough. You know what? We're just going to totally flip the script. Give me Travion Henderson. I see that he's there. Right. Yeah.
I do not pass on Travion Henderson right there.
No. I'm going to take all the Ohio State guys in this round.
Clean them up.
I forgot he was there. I kind of thought he was gone.
Yeah, no, he's there. He's definitely there.
So, we're addressing that. I like that.
Right. Okay, well, Alex did me a little bit of a favor here. Well, I'm still kind of torn a little bit. Actually, no, I'm not because he was taken already. So I'm going to double down on the safeties on the cornerback position, and you let Darian Porter slip through your fingers. A 6'4", 200-pound, 4'340" corner that can jump off the gym with a 40-inch vertical. So to double down on Maxwell Harrison and Darian Porter being the heir apparent corners in Buffalo, I'm taking Darian Porter for the Buffalo Bills at pick 62.
He is going to Buffalo, though.
Huh?
He is going to Buffalo, though.
Hey, man, with that skill set, he'd be all right. He'll be all right.
I'm just kidding.
All right. So, yes, to round out the draft, we got the Chiefs and the Eagles rounding out the draft. And Coach Mike Dub got back-to-back picks here. So what do the Chiefs do? Now, we'll preface by saying that Alex has been good to you.
Come on now.
He has. I addressed the offensive line early on. I think the next probably thing that they would have to address that they haven't really done too much on during free agency will probably be some depth on the defensive line. I'm gonna look over there on that side of the ball, and I'm gonna go with Shamar Turner from Texas A&M.
That's
Like
a good pick.
that.
That's
Yes,
a good
sir.
pick. That's a good pick. I like that. All right. So Shamar Turner goes off at 63 to the Chiefs.
Yes.
And to round out the second round, the Super Bowl champion, the Eagles, are on the clock. And what do they do? Because they can't seem to miss in the draft here lately. And in the first round, you took Tyler Booker, who was the best interior O-lineman, to fill that void left by Mekhi Becton. So what do the Eagles do here, pick 64, to fill out this roster here?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm struggling with the Eagles because they don't have many holes.
You know,
Like, I mean, they really don't have a lot of things that, maybe they'll trade down. I know when we were going through the draft and Porter was still left, all I could think of, because originally I had Minnesota in the first round, I was like, yo, Minnesota should just they got to trade up if he's available at that point. Go ahead and grab that corner. But I will say the Eagles, they are facing the injury. Nakobe Dean got injured towards the end of the year, the inside linebacker. So, try to get him some depth in that. And I'm going to go with Carson. Is it Schwarzinger?
Swissenger. There you go.
Yeah.
He is a beast.
Yeah. Good motor. Also, a guy that could probably help on that special teams as well. So, go ahead, lock him up and call it a day.
All right. So I'm going to download this. But yes. So when the first round is in the books, second round in the books, they didn't actually give us a second round, which is crazy. I'll go for results here. All right. So we got Jackson Dart going off in the second round at number 1. Walter Nolan to the Giants at 2. Princely going to the Titans at 3. Siobhan Revel to the Jaguars at 36. Jaden Higgins to the Raiders. Demetrius Knight to the Patriots. Derek Harmon to the Chicago Bears. Trey Amos to the Saints. We got Xavier Watts going to the Bears. Elijah Aurora going to the Jets. TJ Sanders going to the 49ers. Dylan Sampson going to the Cowboys. Josh Connerly going to the Colts. Darius Alexander going to the Falcons. Nick Scroton going to the Cardinals. Tyler Williams going to the Dolphins. Kevin Winston going to the Bengals. Benjamin Morris going to the Seahawks. Queeson Junkins going to the Broncos. Landon Jackson going to the Seahawks. Thomas, the cornerback, going to the Buccaneers. I'm not going to try to butcher that first name. That's crazy. Braden Swinson to the Packers. Mason Taylor to the Chargers. CJ West to the Bills. JT Tuimoloau to the Panthers. Donovan Jackson to the Texans. Jared Wilson to the Ravens. Jack Sawyer to the Detroit Lions. Trevion Henderson to the Commanders. Darian Porter going to the Bills. Shamar Turner going to the Chiefs. And Carson Schwarzenegger going to the Eagles. Great job, boys. Great job, man. Great job.
Quality.
Great mock draft. So this is what's going to happen. This is set in stone. These are the picks, right?
Right. Log them in. So yes, man. Boom. There it is, man. Mock's draft 2.0 is in the books. So we've done round 1, round 2, and I look forward to our content coming this week. We're doing sleepers by position offense this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're doing positions of sleepers. So guys that you may not know about yet, we're going to broach the news to you, let you guys know who's going to be gems in the later rounds of day 2, day 3. We're going to get to that this week and following next week. And before we know, it's going to be the draft time, man. So we're going to get into it. The content will be hot and heavy. Always like, comment, subscribe to the channel. As always, the Hit Squad will be available on socials. Let me get those details up for you real quick before we get out of here. There's our socials. Let's get the stop screen off of here. Let's add that. There's the socials for the Hit Squad. Instagram and Twitter for Alex and Mike Dub. Twitter for Robert. If you're looking for the Lockdown Defense social media accounts, there's there as well. Always, we're ready and available to answer any questions that you might have. And like I said, hit that subscribe button and never miss an upload. And until then, that is Coach Mike Dub. That is the real AG Alex Givers. That's Young RGR, Robert Garcia, and I'm Coach Defense. As always, till the next time, in the meantime, between time, we'll see you when we see you. Step up and lock it down.